A cow just mooed at me for a hello. Alright.
Who the fuck are man?
Only 13 arrests this week? Aw, Michael Jackson dies at age 3.
and a half.
Was it really? 3 years? Oh yeah, it was, because he was one of the first additions to this island.
Forget what I put on his tomb, but I did finish that.
Summit Rock Samples? That sounds like a weird rock band. Jesus Christ, so many jobs available. And the other 3 or 2 people have been captured, I would assume?
Yeah, it was 3 of them, I believe, and it went from 10 to 13. And from 27 to 30.
Okay, so I can grab my pen and cross out everyone beneath Simon Brothman. I just heard a creeper explode. Well, the reason they go down into the main entrance, or where right here, is because they use it as shelter, but it's not legit at all. Where are you talking about?
It's oh god, that is creepy. If you have the spider movement mod still, like the weird.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Ew!
It's creepier in here.
Ew, I hate it. Aw. Why are there 2 heads?
I put the flowers there because we're saying the actual like burial site is behind there, and we don't want people going back there, and they obviously won't climb over someone's tomb, and they won't go through rose bushes because they're thorny.
Okay.
I renamed the flower that he dropped and placed it there, and then
That his death was almost as bad as Sam Play's death for me. Opposite death. It's still not confirmed. Although,
because you can't find dead bodies in this game.
well, that and we don't know what happened to him. He could have been abducted for all we know.
Really?
Yeah, your character's. It looked like it was like a little kid, like putting his hands on his cheeks, like, oh, really?
Are you still mad at me?
God.
Or are you still mad at me?
Die, you demon creature! Oh, I caught that in midair.
Are you Sam?
String.
Nope.
No, if Sam was still alive, he would not be out in the open. Actually, how are all of these villagers still alive? Because how is this one still alive? The one that's been on the tracks for like 2 months, 3 months. Would you go down there? I'm sure you got there from the freaking vet's office. Go in there. Where does that go? Oh. So what I wanted to do, one of the projects I wanted to start was make a... What am I stuck on? What the frick? Make it... Oh my god! What the frick is wrong with this island? I just killed about half the population of this island just with a simple looking at a creeper. Bink!
Jesus.
There's so many! We need to fix this.
Oh, Endermen get red eyes now? That's new.
No! Well, not for me. They're still purple, but I have seen that. Hey, blow up on me.
Yeah, it's
on
when
me.
you look at them.
Blow up! Oh. Look at that. That is incredible.
I think one of them shooting at a skeleton, not us. Yeah, it's shooting at a skeleton and not us.
Blow up. Nice. Blow up. Nice.
Fight me.
I'm getting low on health. I'm exiting.
Oh, I'm gonna get a big bunch of them.
What I wanted to do is make an official a staircase down, like an official entrance to the underworld. Good God, is there stuff down here? There's experience and some rotten flesh. If I look at you, will you get red eyes? Nope, you will just come after me. Oh God, I have 1 heart. Get the frick out of here. I don't want to die. I have 27 levels I need to use for enchanting. Yeah, I've seen. I know what you're talking about because I've seen them with red eyes.
It's not that. It's like just the shaders that I
Yeah.
have on.
No wonder I can't see it because I don't have the CUDA on. Is it the CUDA? Oh my good god! That was so bright because I turned the CUDA on and it has to reload everything so it doesn't render that the
Why is
walls are
this
still
spider
here.
just jumping around? Oh, he quit. He was just jumping around in circles on my screen. And now he's dead.
Do you have the CUDA shader or do you have the Seuss?
I have the Seuss.
Okay, because it's still purpleized for me.
I have the Seuss. Die. Can you shoot each other and not me?
That is a flaw of CUDA though. Well, actually, it might be a flaw with both shaders. It might just be so much to render.
They just respawn instantly. Look at this.
Yeah, I don't know what it.
Look at this.
It's like the zombie apocalypse that was not recorded. It's so difficult to see them down here with the shader on. Yeah, I can't play with the Seuss one on here. I have to play with the CUDA.
You have any food done?
I do. I have 12 bread. How much do you need?
I'm missing 2. Oh, they're gonna start killing each other now.
I have a creeper coming after. I have 2 creepers coming after me. I'm gonna let these explode so they don't destroy the bread. Okay, there's 2.
He's mad at you.
No! I was gazing at the clouds. Cause it's not something you see down here. That's so strange though. Cause even when it doesn't render, there is stuff there. That's interesting how shaders work. Because it doesn't render the walls and then the light still comes down into it. Okay, anyway, I want to build a staircase that goes down here. I don't know where a good place to do that would be though. Probably someplace in the disease room.
Oh. Speaking of disease room, there's a creeper inside as soon as I walked off the track.
I'm not sure how to get back up, so I'm just gonna IS home it. Are you referring to Nemo?
No, we still have him, I know that, but yeah, we still do. I just checked it.
Oh, I just found the snowball stash.
The Easter egg I'm talking about is off a sort of hidden path inside the room. You have to go back past all of them into where the roof starts coming down, and it's not in the shower.
It's unfortunate that my computer cannot render. It can handle stuff, but it like deloads a lot of things just so it can load one room. It's a very nice shader though. I really like CUDA. I can't use Seuss because it just makes my game lag. I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that. So we do have the place down into the what is this? The Airsville? Not Airs. Yeah, or Airsville?
Leaf and Daya.
Leaf and Daya. That's our people who were refugee.
Yeah, because Airsville is just really rich, but their military isn't as powerful as Galatia and us.
Right.
It's like we have like technology that's about 6 years in advance of you guys, but we still fight with sticks compared to you guys with little muskets.
Yeah, they focus on decorating their royalties with gold instead of making high-powered weapons. So we could take down the most powerful disease, and we can, because I really don't want somebody claiming a more powerful disease than us.
Gray can stay because Gray isn't like that much more overpowered. I don't think. I think it's just Black that's way higher than everything else.
Yeah, because our lethalities are like 7. Yeah, both of our lethalities are at 7 because we made them equally. This one is at 10. It's the max lethality, and I really do not want someone else who we don't really know, or anyone else, because the alpha and the beta should be advanced or more than anybody else in the group. So I really don't want someone to have a level 10 lethality. I feel like we should let
magenta and gray and green be like a level below us, and then pink and blue are like 5.
Eventually we can have Raxaminium. Actually, Raxaminium has already evolved. I need to fix that. And Cyanide can evolve with the technology that we have. So later on, the people who have claimed these diseases, they can evolve as well. I was gonna say with us, but I really don't want them to evolve with us. I want us to evolve first. Because again, the alpha beta thing, plus with all the pack members.
We covered it up as we saved this place because we wanted to preserve it, but in reality, we just took it over to make the billions and billions of dollars we have.
You mean cover up the diseases to make billions? Or what are you saying?
Because in the original book I wrote somewhere, it said that we came in and restored it after the core blew up.
Right.
But we could change that around to say that it was fine until we got here, basically. We just came in and we didn't really make it into a dictatorship or anything, like enslave anybody. We just like took it over, said, oh yeah, we can help you with all your problems. In reality, it's just us making money and they continue on with a slightly worse life.
Yeah? What the frick? I destroyed the thing and it turned, or it glowed up.
Dun-dun.
Is that head still here? Of that sign? Oh no, it's right there. That was a funny Easter egg. Not an Easter egg, but a thing that we made. I made. Did I make that? Yeah, because I put the green stuff on there. And the green stuff is supposed to...
I do remember the one Easter egg that we still have back here. It's not old, but it's not exactly new either. Come back past where the test tubes used to be, where well most of them used to be. I took a bunch out to make the actual building.
Black glass looks cool with this shader.
It's in there.
Oh, is this the Yep, I remember that. I need to turn off my shader pack. It's very nice, but my game can't handle it. Oh, 55 FPS versus 30 feels so nice. So this is the water purification.
Yeah, this is the water, like,
it separates the sewage from the clean water for Inferno Ash.
Yeah, it pushes out the crappy stuff, like all the fragments and stuff left in, and it also, in doing so, keeps the river from overflowing.
Poop chunks. Oh. I just realized the iron deposits are still here. Should we take them down to represent that the stage is over? Should we leave them there for, like, dried up dead iron deposits? I think we should leave them there. Because, the iron, it would seep out through the pores in the iron bars, iron deposits, I mean. And then the residue can just be left here like dried iron. What the frick?
Oh yeah, and you want me to show you what I'm thinking about how we could do this and like make it for like, just if someone were to want to decipher the story, if they figured it was a lie, or we just said there's a hidden story behind it and a fake one to cover it up. If you fly all the way up to the top...
Oh, good God.
When it gets really windy and pretty up here, but it's also death-defyingly high.
This is...
I'm holding out the torch. Yay. I can see again.
It's astonishing to me. Like, it doesn't seem that big, because we've built all of this. But... if you think about it, it's actually a massive island.
What I'm thinking is, because this is like, well, I guess technically, like right around here would be above where the center of like the glowstone heart is. But if you look over here, if it were to have shot straight up like we said it did, and it just shot straight up out of the ground, there shouldn't be any cobblestone remotely close to over here. And I don't know why the frick you guys are here. Get out of here.
Yeah, there shouldn't be, and that would definitely spark some contradiction to some people on the island if they didn't believe that the core was their god. Well, it's not their god because it's not a person. A god is represented. Well, it's not a person, but like a cow can't be a god. So if a cow can't be a god, then a core can't be a god. But it's not their mentor, because that's something that rubs off on them. It's their savior, and they look up to it as their savior. So they would never question the credibility of it, especially since we were the originators of this island. They wouldn't threaten or even think remotely that this isn't the true story, even though it very well couldn't be.
Here's what I'm thinking on how we can sell that too. Like, it shouldn't make any sense that that's possible simply because of the fact that the core shouldn't spread out that far if it really did shoot up.
Yeah.
If the majority, like, actually, the entirety of the island, especially the town down here, is running in, like, technology of, like, not a real justice system, because there's no death penalty anymore. A place that still uses the death penalty and immigration systems that are so
cruel,
like Stone Age. Yeah, Stone Age and cruel. And one where the buildings are all made out of this and in this kind of like oldish style.
Right.
A place with almost no like technology has the power to recreate animals based out of nothing, which would be the spawners. A place that has that kind of technology but can't like function to the point where they have modern type buildings, and like a bunch of the islands around us have like designs that feature
high tech.
Like, yeah, high tech buildings, especially with a bunch of them having like the light design that they do. So the thing is, our scientists would have to be really advanced to be able to recreate animals out of thin air that still produce food like all of our stuff does. So what I'm thinking is that we could make the story that the core wasn't natural and we didn't save this place, we actually ruined it by coming here and doing this.
Ooh.
Is that there was no one smart enough to realize what any of this could happen in this dimension, century, whatever you want to call it.
I would say
but
dimension.
when we came along, we had scientists that were super advanced, and we came from a different place in search of money. And we hid the fact that we had people who could do that, and like over a night or whatever, they went down and created the core themselves, which sparked up, and we brainwashed everyone to believing it was their savior to protect their island. And over the course, all of the stuff that they did, which included the clones that make everything, while we were doing that, and they like basically lived their lives with the illusion that we're helping them, because like, oh look, you have all these new nice buildings that if you go to somewhere else, they're remotely horrible compared. We have all this stuff for you, just work for us. So while the core was doing its job with the story we actually do have, that's the part that would still be true, is that it has all these healing powers and stuff. Well, they believed that was their savior and continued to work because we offered it to them, and we could just easily destroy it by breaking into the heart. With all that technology, we just took them over, and because of how hard they worked to please it, we made billions and billions of dollars off of their stupidity, which is why we keep this place running.
Ooh, that's an intriguing story. I like it. And do you realize that there are snow golems down by the entrance of the mall?
Yeah, they're spawning on the edge, and then when they place snow underneath them, they like scoot off.
Seems legit. I thought they would die because of fall damage. Do they not take fall damage?
I don't think
No,
snow
they
creatures
don't.
like that take fall damage.
They don't.
But they instantly die in water if they spawn in there. It's like,
Yeah.
they spawn in, they're in the water, and then 2 ticks later they're dead and the snow falls down. That one actually made it to the end, so that one's not gonna die.
I'm going to repopulate, what is it? Arsonsville?
Ashtonburg.
Yeah, Ashtonburg. I always forget that.
It's because it's so dead and gone.
Oh yeah, it's not like Infernal Ash where you can...
Even like this, we're recreating people to work for us and make us more money. But yet we don't offer our people. It's just a big scam from when we came here and saw they were struggling.
Well, the spawners act as a cough. They made it through the checkpoint cough. So this is a really small town, and I'm kind of thinking of, since we have Inferno Ash, that's our main, like, town or residential place. I was thinking of turning part of Ashtonburg into a workhorse that kind of keeps the island running, so we could have machines. Oh, I need to block off the windows from the hotel. We could have machines working down in underneath of the residential zone, and we could turn the residential zone into like masonry places and armor making places, so it could be like a place where you would go to work instead of go to live, since nobody is here anymore.
Yeah, let me actually look up to see if I can add on to the story by saying that an island with such bad infrastructure, yet we have the technology to recreate stuff, and how the core shouldn't naturally be able to spread open
Right.
or spread over to that distance. I want to see what then, if like the server info or anything has like an estimated average of island net worth, basically, and see if it's like their average island, the income is like, let's just say $100,000 is what the average island is worth, and yet ours is somehow worth almost 3 billion.
What the frick? How is there a... Oh. It's from the spawner. Never mind. I thought there was a villager that made its way onto the tracks. Get the off.
Sam, no!
Yeah, Sam imposter.
Need to get food from chest.
And speaking of having a very crude system, the penalty for imitating or trying to represent Sam, besides, well, not representing him. If you represent him, you'll probably be awarded, but if you try to, what's the word, imposter him,
Impersonate.
impersonate him, the penalty is death.
Very long and thin rectangle.
Yeah, if you think of a cemetery, you probably think of a wide open space versus just a narrow...
I mean, to be fair, realistically with the system that we're running in the story, dead bodies would mostly be taken to a quote-unquote cemetery, but in reality just dumped into the core lava at the very bottom.
Well, that would be considered, not royalty, but it would be considered... It's kind of like today, where you want to be buried in a nice place so your body can rest in peace. In this island, it would be an honor to be cremated inside of the core. Why is there some weird shadowing there? So we take them down to the underworld, and we feed them to the heart. If you can see my apostrophes, air quotes, not apostrophes, frick. So that's where most of our people go who die, for roleplay purposes, but the people who are considered royalty or made a very big impact on the island have graves under here, but they were cremated in the core for energy and power. So it's kind of like the people live here and they give to the island in core, and they pray to the core for, protection and oxygen and nutrition. And then later on, when they become ill, they want to be cremated into the core, because anything that gets burned underneath of the core or inside of the core just creates more energy for the island. And so they think by committing to the island, by working and buying food and everything from that, committing to the ecosystem, they're helping out with the community, and then they can sacrifice their body to the core to help out even more.